Hi, now we're going to learn about AUSUBEL'S meaningful learning theory. Learning of the unknown relies on what is known. AUSUBEL'S meaningful learning was named after David Paul Ausubel, who was an American psychologist. He was born October 25, 1918 and died on July 9, 2008. His most significant contribution to the fields of educational psychology, cognitive science, and science education was on the development and research on advanced organizers. He believed that understanding concepts, principles, and ideas are achieved through deductive reasoning. He also believed on the meaningful learning. Learner's knowledge, or what the learners already knows, is the most important factor that influences learning because it leads Ausubel to develop an interesting theory of meaningful learning and advanced organized learning theory. Ausubel believes that learning of new knowledge relies on what is already known. Construction of knowledge begins with our observation and recognition of events and objects through concepts we already have. We learn by constructing a network of concepts and adding to them. According to Ausubel, understanding concepts, principles, and ideas are achieved through deductive reasoning. Meaningful learning. According to Ausubel's theory, to learn meaningfully, individuals must relate new knowledge to relevant concepts they already know. New knowledge must interact with the learner's knowledge structure. Takes place when an idea to be learned is related in some sensible way to ideas that the learner already possesses. Accordingly, Ausubel believes that knowledge is hierarchically organized, that new information is meaningful to the extent that it can be related, attached, anchored to what is already known. Meaningful learning requires number 1, well-organized, relevant knowledge structures. Second, emotional commitment to integrate new with existing knowledge. Third, conceptual clear subject matter. Subsumption theory is a process by which new materials related to relevant ideas in the existing cognitive structure. Under this subsumption theory are derivative subsumption, correlative subsumption, superordinate subsumption, and combinatorial learning. Derivative subsumption, it describes the situation in which the new information you learn is an example of a concept that you have already learned or know in the past up until now. Correlative subsumption is a higher level concept of thinking, just like in the example presented. Superordinate subsumption, this refers to when you are already familiar with the things but did not know the concept itself until it was taught, just like in the example being presented once again. Combinatorial learning, this refers to when the newly acquired knowledge combines with prior knowledge to enrich the understanding of both concepts. Advanced organizers. Ausubel advocates the use of advanced organizers as a mechanism to help link new learning material with existing related ideas. Advanced organizers are helpful in the way that they help the process of learning when difficult and complex material are introduced. This is satisfied through two conditions. First, the student must process and understand the information presented in the organizer. This increases the effectiveness of the organizer itself. Second, the organizer must indicate the relations among the basic concepts and terms that will be used. And there are 4 types of advanced organizer. First is the expository, second narrative, third scheming, and the fourth is graphic organizer. Expository. Expository organizers provide new knowledge that students will need to understand the upcoming information. Expository organizers are often used when the new learning material is unfamiliar to the learner. They often relate what the learner already knows with the new and unfamiliar material. This is in turn is aimed to make the unfamiliar material more plausible to the learner. Narrative. So in this manner, when you present new information, you're like narrating a story. Skimming is done by looking over the new material to gain a basic overview. It is like reviewing or scanning but with understanding. Lastly is the graphic organizer. Visuals to set up or outline the new information. This may include pictographs, descriptive patterns, concept maps, or Venn diagrams. AUSUBEL learning model. AUSUBEL believed that learning proceeds in a top-down or deductive manner. AUSUBEL's theory consists of three phases. The main elements of AUSUBEL teaching method are shown in the table. So in this table, it shows the three phases of the AUSUBEL's model. First phase is the advanced organizer. It clarifies aim of the lesson, present the lesson, and relate organizer to students' prior knowledge. Phase 2, presentation of learning task or material. It makes the organization of the new material explicit, make logical order of learning material explicit, present material in terms of basic similarities and differences by using examples and engage students in meaningful learning activities. Third phase is strengthening cognitive organization. It relates new information to advanced organizer and promotes active reception learning. And so my presentation ends here. I hope you've gained something. Thank you for listening and God bless.